Rev up your engines!
Honda dealers are really marking up the FK8 Honda Civic Type R. It's a very popular car. I've got a customer with one. They are fun to drive. I got to say, they're a zippy little car. And it was supposed to be the small, affordable, front-wheel drive JDM Legend car. It turns out that from the research I've done, the Honda dealers are often marking those things up $4,000 to $10,000. So the $35,700 one is often $45,000 at the dealer. I've had customers try to find them, and they couldn't find any reasonably priced ones. One guy, he actually went halfway across the country to find a dealership, I guess in an area where they don't sell much. He flew there, bought the car, and then drove it back to Houston. That's capitalism for you. They make something that was popular and then they start jacking it up, which kind of goes against the whole theory of the Type R anyways. It's a Civic. It's supposed to be an affordable car, and I wouldn't call $45,000 affordable for a Type R. They're nice cars. They're fun to drive, but hey, they're sticking it to the people who want to buy them. JLO for one. Scotty, what do you think about California trying to crack down on people working on their own cars? Yeah, well, doesn't that figure California? They got to legislate everything there. I suppose there's probably a hidden agenda. And normally the hidden agenda is the dealerships are getting together to try to bribe the politicians to make it that people can't work on their own cars. For years they've been trying that nationally, to saying that, oh, you can't work on your car when it's under warranty, it voids the warranty, la la la. But then they made things like the Moss-Magnuson Warranty Act that said if they say that you got to use the dealer parts only, then they have to give you the parts free. So then they said, okay, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to give them away free. So, but I can see that in California, letting people not even work on their own cars where they are. Our society is getting kind of to a point of absurdity with things where everybody's trying to look like they're doing a good thing, but there's some underlying thing hiding behind it. That is what's actually pushing. In that case, it would be the profit of the manufacturers trying to get you to take it back to the dealers, or even the independent mechanic associations trying to get people to bring their cars there. I'm a mechanic, but I'm against these state inspections every year because generally it's a ripoff for people. But of course, most of the mechanics are all for those because it brings people in and they can try to sell them stuff. But I think it's a load of baloney myself. If you're thinking about buying a Cadillac V-Series, they're keeping the manual transmission. Very rarely can you buy a manual transmission American car anymore. But realize that eventually they said they're going to switch entirely to electric vehicles in the V-Series. So this is like they're going out in a bang. I guess they're trying to get the last of guys that want to drive a sporty car and offer still a standard transmission in those things before they switch to electric vehicles, hoping that they'll be able to sell enough of them to make a profit on them. And maybe since everybody that reads about cars realizes they're only going to make them for a while, then they're switching to electric. They're hoping that, well, maybe this will be a collector's item and my standard transmission one day will be worth a whole bunch of money. A lot of people fall for that stuff these days. They think just because it's the last of something, it's going to be worth money in the end. But when I was a kid, yes, some of the old Mustangs are worth money today. That's mainly because they're all smashed up and destroyed and there's hardly any of them left. I doubt that V-Series Cadillac with manual transmission will ever be a collector's item, except for a few people that maybe, 80 years from now will put them in a museum or something. Rescue 4500 says, hey, Scotty, my wife has a 2019 Kia Turbo Soul. It's 12,000 miles. It runs great, but it gets bad gas mileage, much lower than it's rated for. What could be wrong? Okay, well, it's under warranty, so take it in to see if there's anything wrong. They got to fix anything that goes wrong with it. But from my experience, most people get a turbo engine, then they drive faster because the turbocharger kicks in and they like the feel. The faster you drive, the worse gas mileage you're going to get. The kicker with a turbo is, theoretically, with a turbocharger, you can get better gas mileage. If you drive slow with a turbo, it rams more air in and you can get better gas mileage. But, like I say, most people have a turbo, they strip on the gas more and it revs the engine up more and it counteracts any gas savings you get and you get worse gas mileage. Now, if you drive it slow and normal, try some high-test gas. And if you put high-test gas in and it gets better gas mileage, then you're just going to have to use high-test gas. Theoretically, they run perfectly fine on regular gas, but I've seen some of them where you put a high-test in, they get much better gas mileage, and then you just have to go that route if you want better gas mileage. And if not, it runs okay on regular, you're just going to have to live with worse gas mileage. Doug from Atlanta, I got a simple problem. I can't find a solvent that works to get crud off my paint, off my hood, off my windshield. All right, I've had really good luck with Gooby Gone. You know, they make it to get rid of glue and stuff. Well, even though that's not glue, unless some idiot squirting glue on your windshield, it works on many different things. I have used that for years and years and years. They have sprays, they have gels, they have all kinds of things. Give that a try. I found that works really good. And even better, if you put the Gooby Gone, let it soak a little, then put some more on, and then heat the Gooby Gone with a hair dryer, it usually is pretty good with that and a razor blade to get just about anything off. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.